Hello everyone, photographer Ronix from Ronix Photography, and welcome to yet another brand new tutorial on this channel. And in this tutorial today, we're going to be learning about how to enhance or how to edit makeup in Photoshop. So for this tutorial, we're going to be learning about the basic steps of how to enhance those basic makeup points or makeup places in Photoshop. So this is the beautiful portrait of a friend of mine. She's called Anisha, and I took this a while back last year. So as you can see, I already did the skin retouching for this very image. So let me zoom out so that you can check it out. So that's the before after. And for those who would love to learn about how I do my skin retouching, I did a skin retouching masterclass, and I'll put the link right above here so that you can check it out and learn everything in detail about skin retouching or retouching your images in Photoshop. So this is what I have edited so far. So we're going to be learning about how to enhance makeup. You are not creating makeup from the very start. You are just going to add or enhance that makeup for the beautiful portrait. So you can see before we learn about how to enhance makeup, we have first of all learn about how to first of all edit or fix those particular areas that may be having those makeup flaws. And before we can start enhancing the makeup, we are going to first of all fix those places that may be missing or having makeup that may have spilled the wrong way in the overall image. So I'm going to start by creating a stamp visible layer for all I've done, and you shouldn't worry if at all you have not done frequency separation or retouch your image. So this is going to be like your background layer. So like I said, you're going to first of all fix those places that may have makeup falls or places whereby makeup may have gone into wrong places or areas. So we're going to start by creating the sample visible layer. So for those who don't have maybe the retouching option, you can still start from this. Is going to act like your background layer. So come right here and create a new layer by clicking right here. So when you create that new layer, you want to create a layer whereby you are going to fix maybe the places whereby the lipstick may have gone into the wrong places or have spilled onto the skin from the lip areas. That's why we have created this layer. So we're going to name that layer fixing so that we can be uniform. So after creating that layer, we're going to get the brush tool. This is the normal brush tool. Then we're going to make sure the opacity is at 100 and the flow is at around 8%. We don't want to go overboard. We just want to gradually fix those places that may be having those makeup falls. So just right click and make sure your brush is a soft round brush, hardness at 0. Click enter. So we first of all want to fix this area of the lips. So we are going to hold down the alternate button or the alt key on the keyboard. So when you hold it down, sample from an area sample from the area that seems to have the skin tone you really want to replace a particular area with. So hold down the alternate button and click on that area. So you can see you're sampling this color. We want to paint it right here on the area where the lipstick may have spilled downwards to the model's skin. So hold down the alternate and sample. Reduce on the brush size by using the left bracket on the keyboard and start painting. So hold down, paint, hold, paint, hold, paint, like that. So we are basically trying to fix that tiny makeup spill. So you shouldn't overpaint a particular area for a long time or for too long. So just do that. So sample from right here because we have a shadow, and just come and continue fixing those areas that may have had that kind of lipstick spill. So remember, this is not about fixing makeup. This is a tutorial for enhancing makeup. So we just don't want to take a long time. So you can see a before after. We have just fixed that with just a few strokes of a brush. So let's come right above here and we see if at all we can fix anything. So let's come right here, and this kind of looks like eyeshadow to me. So let's just sample and just paint over. So we're just going to enhance those particular areas. So we are done fixing the makeup. You can see on the lip area, right on below the lip area of the model. So after we have done that, we are going first of all learn about. We're going first of all fix all those areas that seem to have blacks. So that is going to be like the mascara or the eyebrows. So we're going to create another new layer, blank layer, and you're going to rename it for purposes of being a uniform. You're going to double click and name it um, eyebrows. Yeah, eyebrows, and you can also name it eyebrows slash mascara. So I'm just going to name I'm just going to abbreviate that. So we're going to again use the soft round brush, and we're going to paint over those areas we want to enhance. So we want to kind of darken the eyebrows of the model and part of the lashes of the model. So make sure you get a black brush. So make sure black is on the foreground, and if at all you don't have these colors, make sure you click on these two boxes. So make sure black is on the foreground. So this is going to be a black brush, and make sure the opacity is at 100% and the flow 8%, and it is a soft round brush. So you're going to zoom in and just paint over the eyebrows. So you have to really be careful with this step because we only want to enhance the eyebrows of the model like that. So I'm just first of all going to paint over the big parts like that, and now reduce the brush size, and now continue, reduce it, and just continue up to the edges. So I'm going to come back these two and reduce it, and continue painting like that. So that's the before after. So we're going to paint over the lashes or the mascara. So just going to paint like this. I think you can see that, and just enhance these particular areas. You can as well come and paint over the lashes of the model. So that's the before after. So let me zoom out so that you can see what we are doing. So that's the before after. I hope you can see the difference, guys. So right now we want to enhance that part of the eyeshadow of the model. So for every enhancement you're going to be making on this very image, make sure you make a separate layer so that when you make a mistake or you feel a particular enhancement has been overdone, you can either delete the layer and go back from the beginning, or you can reduce on the opacity by just dragging right here and reducing on the opacity. So that's why I really want to go overboard with this. So create a new layer, and we are going to rename this a new layer. We're going to name it eyeshadow, but since the model didn't have so much eyeshadow, we are just going to try to recreate that even more. So get our usual brush, and now we're going to zoom into the area that seems to have the eyeshadow, though it was not too much, it was just really subtle. So we're just going to sample from that area by holding on the alternate button or the key on the keyboard, and just increase on the brush and just paint over. You can come back and now sample from here and just enhance like that. You can see the before after. So we can come and also enhance this part of the eyelid of the model and just enhance that too. Get it and just enhance that particular area. Just sample and paint. like that, and just continue doing that. So let's see what we have done so far. And we are also going to contour this image a little bit more because we want to add more shape and dimension. So just stick around and don't switch off this tutorial. So that's the before and the after. Before, after, you can see what we have just enhanced with just a few strokes of a brush. So after doing that, or if at all you feel you want to enhance that even more, the eyeshadow, you can come and change the blending mode to maybe overlay to give it that kind of dark feel. You can see what overlay has done to the eyeshadow. That's the before, after, before, after. You can see what it has just done to the image. So we're going to also come right down to the lip area, and we're also going to enhance that. And we're also going to contour this image. So stay around and as we contour the image too. So we are going to rename this. We're going to rename that. Let me see, lips. That's what we're going to be working on next. So we're going to name that lips. So usual brush tool, and now zoom into the lips. We're just going to sample as we paint over the area close to the area we have sampled. So just sample from that area and just paint, sample and paint. So we're just basically trying to enhance the lipstick of the model like that. So this highlight will have a different shade. So highlight is going to have, then we have this shadow on the lower lip. So we're just going to sample and just paint over that shadow. I hope you can see. So just sample and paint using the shadow. So we have a highlight, and now continue doing that. So we have this shadow, just paint using the sampled area of that shadow, then come and paint using the highlight. So we are basically trying to what we're doing, we're just enhancing the lipstick. So when it comes to lipstick, you really have to do it really carefully. So come right to the lower part and just try to enhance that. So that's before, after, before, after. I hope this really looks more beautiful and really more natural. So we are going to add more saturation on the lip area in specific, and in order to do that, we're going to come to under the hue saturation and click on it. So after you have done that, we're going to turn up the saturation overall for the whole image until we see the lips are looking the way we want them to look. And we can as well turn up the lightness a little bit to around 3. And we're going to enhance that the saturation even more. So after doing so, we are going to hide or invert this layer by clicking Ctrl I on the keyboard. Make sure the mask is selected. So click Ctrl I on the keyboard to hide that effect. Get the brush tool. We're going to be using the flow and the opacity at 100 and the flow at around 50%. We are going to zoom into the lips. Zoom into the lips of the model like that, and just we are just going to paint over only the lips of the model to kind of enhance them even more and give them that more saturated feel like that. So they're going to really look nice and more attractive. So you can see we are just trying to enhance the makeup of our model. So just enhance that. I hope you can see. That's the before after, before after. So what we are going to do right now, we are going to add more shape or dimension to the model's face. And so for the makeup, we're just going to put all these into a group by clicking shift and clicking on the top bottom layer and clicking Ctrl or Command G on the keyboard to group that. So we're going to name that makeup. So after doing so, you can see the before, after. We have just enhanced the model's makeup. So what we are going to do next, we are going to be doing a little bit of contouring or adding a shape or dimension to the image. So in order to do that, we are going to come under the curves adjustment layer, and we use the global dodging and banding to enhance or bring back shape or dimension to the model's face. So you can come right down here and create a curves adjustment layer. And now first of all, turn this down, make a midpoint and turn it down to darken, and make sure your mask is selected. Click Ctrl or Command I on the keyboard to hide that effect. So remember, when we are brightening will be dodging, so you're going to name that dodge, like that. And now we're going to come back to the curves adjustment and make a new curves layer, and this time around we're going to sorry, I think we made a mistake. We're going to double click right here. Remember, when we are darkening will be burning, sorry about that. So for our new layer, just click right here and make a midpoint, and we brighten it up like that. Remember, when we are brightening will be dodging, so make sure your mask is selected. Click Ctrl or Command I on the keyboard, and we are going to name this dodge. So when we are dodging, we dodge the highlights, and when we are burning, we burn the shadows. So we're going to select the two layers and group them by clicking Ctrl or Command G on the keyboard. So we're going to name that D and B for dodge and burn. So after doing so, we are going to come under this and click on the dodge layer, and we're going to create a black and white layer in between. So click on black and white, and first of all we're going to darken, because we want to see the areas we want to add more shine or dimension to. So remember, we are going to only paint on the highlights and the shadows. So get to the burn mask and select it. Make sure the flow is at 100 this time around, and the opacity, we are going to go with an opacity of around, we're going to use 9%, and we are going to start burning. So we are going to burn only the areas we think should have shadows. So we have a shadow right here, we're just going to burn there, and we're just going to burn this side. We're going to come and like I said, we are painting using a white brush on a black mask, so make sure white is on the foreground, because we want to reveal the effect that was hidden when we inverted the layer. Remember, the white mask reveals and the black mask hides. So we are painting using a white brush on a black mask. Sorry. So you're going to come to the nose area, and you're just going to burn this side, and you're also going to come and burn this side. So I'm going to tend to overdo this, because I want you guys to see the effect. So we can also come to the eyeshadow, and we are also going to burn there too, because we just want to enhance the eyeshadow of the model like that. So we're just going to burn there. It's a double brush on the eyeshadow, because we want to really enhance it. So I think we are done with the burning. So we're going to come to the dodge, and they're also going to enhance, like it is for the makeup. We are assuming that she had the highlight on the nose by the makeup artist. So you're also going to come, make sure same settings for your brush, and just come and enhance that beautiful nose highlight. Then you're going to come to the model's chin and enhance that too. Then you're going to come on the cheek, enhance that, and enhance that, and just enhance a little bit of that. So after doing so, we want to also dodge and burn the lip area, because we want to add shape and dimension to that particular area. So we're going to double click on the black mask and brighten it up a little bit, so that we can see where to dodge and burn well on the lip area of the model. So we're going to select our layers once again. Remember, the burning layer, we burn the shadow. So We're going to be looking for the areas that have shadows on the lip area, and we're just going to paint over the areas, those particular areas like that, using our white brush. So we just are painting over those areas. So we're going to come to the dodge and also enhance those beautiful highlights on the model's lips like that. So you really have to take your time while doing this. So let's see the before and after. Turn off the black and white layer and turn this on and off. You can see the before after. You can see what we have just done. So that's the before after. Before after, we have just added dimension or contour this very image. So we're going to delete the black and white layer, and we are going to group these two, dodge and burn and makeup, to see what we have done overall for this very image. So you can put these two in a group and put them in a group by clicking Ctrl or Command G on the keyboard. We can name this makeup and contouring. So we can name it, I don't know what's wrong with my spellings today, makeup and contouring. So that's the before after. Before after, you can see what we have just done for this beautiful image. So you can as well continue and enhance or brighten the model's eyes. So I hope you guys can see the difference we have just made onto this very beautiful image. So you can continue and also do the eye whitening or the eye and teeth whitening by creating another stamp visible layer by clicking Shift Ctrl Alternate E on the keyboard and coming to, we have to first of all duplicate that layer by clicking Ctrl or Command J on the keyboard. Come to filter and come to camera raw filter. So after doing so, come and zoom into the eyes by using the zoom tool and get your adjustment brush. Make sure the temperature is -28, tint is 72, the highlights at 6 and the whites at 6. The rest are at 0, and come right down to saturation -74 and just paint over. Remember, we're just whitening the white area of the eye, so just paint over that white area to bring more beauty to the image like that. So I think that is fine. So let's go down to the teeth and also do some little bit of teeth brightening and whitening. So come and just paint over the teeth of our beautiful model. So I think this looks beautiful and nice. So click OK. So I want to show you guys the overall we have done for this image. So I want to show you guys everything we have done for the image. This was the image before I had done any retouching on it, and this was the image after I've done everything plus the makeup enhancement. So this is how you do enhanced makeup in Photoshop. And if at all you love this story, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to hit the like button on this video, and don't forget to give me feedback in the comment section. I'm Ronix from Ronix Photography. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in yet another tutorial on this channel. And don't forget to keep creating.